Hai, Assalamualaikum. Saya Parof, your not so-called programmer for mobile apps, web e-commerce, and the latest one would be LMS, the Learning Management System, which is actually benda ni nak kata quite new, tak juga mungkin kat Malaysia, baru lagi kot. Cuma apa yang saya nak bagi tahu, basic LMS ni dia lebih kepada macam mana cara-cara cikgu-cikgu atau lecturer ni nak handle student dia, tapi bukan depan-depan, bukan face to face, tapi virtually. How? So the question is how, but when, where, and all sort of kinds of questions actually lah. So basically zaman sekarang ni memang, especially kalau budak sekolah rendah, memang kita akan cakap it's all about PDPR. It's a online based learning activity, tapi it's a part of LMS, Learning Management System. Tapi Learning Management System ni is all about how the admin, especially when we're talking about early childhood development center, primary school, secondary school, tertiary, and also for organization that really have their OB, organizational behavior and human capital development. So that macam mana dia nak develop staff dia, walaupun staff dia tak payah kerja, work from home. Kalau lah work from home tu kan, takkan dia nak biarkan staff dia orang tak pergi training. So one of the major element is to have LMS. Hari ni aku tak nak promote apa-apa produk, cuma aku baru ni ada attach dengan satu company from US, San Francisco to be precise, which is actually named by Neo LMS and Matrix LMS. So basically for this LMS, it's all about Neo LMS. Biasanya guna untuk college, atau guna untuk public school or private school, name it, as long as they're under educational yang melibatkan certification. Tapi berbeza dengan berbeza dengan Matrix LMS or Matrix Learning Management System, dia lebih kepada organizational or human capital development, which is actually mungkin banyak digunakan di kalangan corporate yang ada training atau ada learning center, atau senang cakap dia ada COE lah, macam kat Proton. Contoh lah, sebab aku dulu ex Proton, so I know some of the training center which is actually is not utilized by everyone, just by some people only, for the COE, Center of Excellence. So Center of Excellence is one of the what do we call this, a pinpoint for a corporate to be developed, or is going to be developed, especially for Proton, although that dia dah already developed under like more than almost 40 years somehow, but sometimes they are still developing in terms of dia punya human capitalizing development. So as some other corporate, something like Petronas or Sendabi, or just name it, whatever, yang akan guna Matrix LMS. Tapi untuk petang ni saya just nak fokus untuk LMS Neo. Okay, first of all, apa yang kita nak focusing on the tertiary level of education, which is actually nowadays kebanyakan student memang diorang, how do you say this, lecture from home, LFH, berbelit lidah nak cakap kan. Tapi dia punya main focus is on tertiary level of education, sebab diorang banyak universiti ni banyak affected Tak kira lah private university ke atau public university ke. So kebanyakan dia orang memang affected. Benda ni apa yang saya experience from my niece, anak saudara. So most of them memang dia orang belajar daripada rumah, online. Whatever discussion semua online, lecture from home, and whatever assignment and whatever project that they're going to deliver should be online, and it will be marked up based on dia punya credit mark. So basically all these credit mark will be like manually keyed in by all these kind of lecture. Not to say teacher, belum cakap pasal primary and secondary dulu. Kita cakap dulu pasal tertiary educational level. So kita nak tengok quite tough and quite difficult for them to deal with the management of their students, especially macam mana nak communicate and macam mana cara untuk all these lecturers and tutors to communicate with their students and with their supervisors as well, because actually there is no one stop point of communication yang dia integratekan antara, contoh macam sekarang ni dia punya communication and then how they deal with the marks and how they deal with the credit mark, semua bersepah-sepah, staggered. So it's not like at the first place memang dia orang akan nampak benda tu macam okay, quite organised and very structured, but then somehow it's not. When it comes when it's fully totally saturated, so benda tu tak boleh nak control. So somehow actually at certain level lecturer ni akan jadi kusut. So definitely they shall need to have like a learning management system yang boleh integrate how they communicate through one platform, which is actually apa yang saya boleh sarankan. Neo LMS and also for Metro LMS would be the answer. But so far as I'm concerned, most of the clients really satisfied with this kinds of platform. Actually dekat sana buat masa ni, especially buat masa ni kebanyakannya dia orang masih lagi gunakan Google Classroom, or at least they using Slack application, and sometimes they try to combine Slack with Confluence and Hotspot in order for them to get some of the status to be updated. But then we are talking about students, we are not talking about corporate culture or corporate stuff ke apa kan. We are talking about students first. So I don't think that using Slack application or at least Confluence would give a very slightly big impact to them, because actually it is too much. Because actually for Neo LMS, the application is very user friendly, it's very simple, and definitely tackle the psychological needs from the students itself, because actually they already had enough, or they already had much on their daily life as a students. So I don't think the platform itself would burden more on their thoughts or on their psychology. So definitely memang dia punya platform dia as a basic as possible, so that actually is much easier for the students to be to use, and also for the admin and teachers as well, in order for them. That one is quite complicated, because actually teachers should be like a very mature individual, so they should know how to tackle and how to tackle some of the issues, especially in exploding some of the information, like exporting from the previous information, which is actually, and then importing them into the new platform, which is actually what I would suggest for the new LMS, or for the, what do we call this, for the metric LMS. So that is one of the basic fundamental thing that I would like to discuss this evening. It's quite mendung, it's quite, I don't know, cloudy, maybe soon to be rainy like cats and dogs, but actually it's already rained like cats and dogs just this morning. But then somehow I was like very attached for the whole day, since 8 until 4, and then now I am free to go, packed with lots of meetings just since this morning. So definitely now is the opportunity for me to share whatever things that I have learned from some of the on-job training, especially on the LMS. So just name it, it's up to you, especially if you are the from the education industry or education background. So it's up to you whether to choose now whatever LMS or the learning management system which is actually much suitable for you. So definitely I won't promote whichever that I have already partnered with a new LMS, but then somehow it's kind of like very convenient and not that insane to be used, because sometimes actually based on my experience, some of the LMS is driving me some of my clients towards insanity. So we are not talking about something that is going to be more complicated or is going to be more difficult to be used. So it's better to have something that have like some functions or lots of functions, but then somehow it's better for the clients itself to use some basic functions, which is actually they can be used more various functions, but then still attackable or still viable enough for them to be used. Because actually some LMS, I would say that they're supposed to be very user friendly, but then somehow actually it's very hard enough to be used. So it's already 12 minutes, which is actually past through my maximum limit of membebel atau membawang. So I think that would be enough for this evening. So see you for the next, I don't know, it has been a while actually, ever since last Ramadan I haven't updated anything about on the programming side, on the programming field, especially on the e-commerce and also for the mobile application itself. So I will update to you by like tagged based on the hashtag that I'm going to put into my content in the YouTube. Just don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Okay, see ya, goodbye, Assalamualaikum.